I love action movies. I grew up with them in the 80s and 90s. There's all sorts of different types of genres of action movies. And so I'm really excited for this game that Two Little Mice are putting out. I'm also a big fan of their studio and the people behind them, because they're making some really cool games that I really hope a lot of people are going to gravitate towards. You all know that I'm a big fan of Household, which is coming out in later this year from them, and they're coming to Kickstarter with another game called OutGunned. It's an action movie RPG, kind of uses a fairly similar system as Household. So so stick around. We're going to play OutGunned, and if you like it, go check out the Kickstarter. The link is in the description, so stick around. It's going to be a fun time. Hey everyone, welcome to Victory Condition Gaming. My name is Doug. Today on the show, we're playing OutGunned. This is a D6 dice pool system with matching faces, and we'll have the guys on to tell a little bit more about the system. I'm going to say right out of the gate, though, if you're a fan of OutGunned and all of the cool games that Two Little Mice are putting out, please hit that like button down below, and that helps get this actual play noticed. And if you'd like, you can also hit that subscribe button. We'd love to have you as part of our YouTube community, because we love featuring awesome studios like Two Little Mice here, Rico and Simone, that are just making some really cool games and helping get the word out a little bit more about the titles that they're creating, because they're putting a lot of passion into these titles, and it definitely shows. So we want more people to be excited for these. So without further ado, let's bring on two of the team from Two Little Mice. Rico and Simone, thank you so much for coming on and doing this actual play, guys.
Hi, Doug, and thank you for having us here.
I appreciate it. With the time difference, it's a little bit later there than it is here, so I appreciate you staying up a little bit later and coming on the show yet again. I'm super excited about this campaign. You reached out a few months ago and said, "Hey, Doug, we got this coming up. What do you think?" And I'm like, "Oh, this looks really, really sweet." And of course, I'm a big fan of that other game that you've got coming out called Household. And so you want to tell folks a little bit about what OutGunned is going to be and the idea behind
it? Yes, we are, as somebody probably knew, we are a big fan of movies in general, and especially action movies. And I actually graduated in cinema and history of cinema, and my thesis was on Scarface and the representation of violence and that in cinema. So I'm a big fan of all that kind of stuff. And some time ago, we decided we come up with this idea of turning action movies into RPG sessions, and that was how OutGunned was born. And OutGunned is all about cinematic action, fast-paced action, and starting to play really soon, really quickly, making your character very, very quickly, and then experiencing the game as you go and adding depth as you go. We always say it's a modular game, so you start playing right out of the box. It's very easy to make your character, and then you can start to use all the different tools to add more depth to the game. And that's it. But mainly the inspiration that will probably help are, Die Hard or Lethal Weapon, recent movie like Atomic Blonde, or John Wick. Of course, huge inspiration. It changed the action movies entirely when it came out, and it still does. The 4 was mind-blowing. Everybody go see.
Absolutely.
Also, Hot Fuzz, personal favorite. I don't know if you guys know it, but also, Kung Fu movie, Wuxia movies like Kung Fu Hustle, the more comic one, or the Ip Man saga, and Hero, all that kind of stuff. And that's really we wanted to bring to the table, like faster and fun action.
Excellent. I think this the system definitely does it, and there's some really cool mechanics as far as what you've added to this version of the game. Now, everybody knows that I love D6 dice pool systems for RPGs, and this is definitely, I love how this game, if it's all right, I'm just going to put a illustration of the character sheet up, and we can kind of explain it a little bit before we dive into the actual play. Let's just before, so then that way people can kind of get an understanding of the system itself. You've got 5 over there on the left. If you look there, you've got 5 core attributes: brawn, nerves, smooth, focus, and crime. And then you've got like up to 3 ratings in each one. And then you've got skills underneath each attribute. Now, whenever you want to do something in this game, you're going to take your core attribute rating and whatever skill. It doesn't have to be the skill underneath the attribute, if I'm correct.
Yeah, you're correct. You can mix and match.
You can kind of mix and match as to what you think might fit, and you roll that many D6s, and you're looking for pairs, 3 of a kind, 4 of a kind, 5 of a kind, and sometimes even 6 of a kind.
Yes,
and that's
lucky now.
yeah. So that's I think it's just a super clever system. And I don't know, is there anything else that you'd like to explain before we start? We bring on our other player for this session and get rolling.
I think that's basically it. You have your grit, which is basically your health, but you are not actually losing health, but you are relying on your grit to survive. So it's kind of a fail forward, or as we say, a no fail system, because heroes, never actually fails.
Sure.
Yes, it's what's I think make it special. The way we roll the dice is that you don't only have a different degree of success, but you have different amount of successes with a different degree of success. So you can have a pair and a 3 of a kind, for example, and that will allow you to do 2 different actions with 2 different degree of successes, and that's what I think makes the game really, really fast. Because you are not counting like I have 7 successes and what can I do? What's the difference between 7 and 6? Sometimes when you have a lot of successes, it's hard to manage.
Sure.
And also you don't have one single, big success, but you have these different successes. And with a basic success, that's a couple, you can perform any quick action like throwing, taking, reloading your gun, go undercover. And with a critical success, you can do your whole action, your complete action. And with bigger success, you can do the cool stuff, what we are here for.
Even take like the director's chair a little bit if you get a really...
if you have 6 of a kind, you become the director, you become the master for for a turn, for a round, and you can basically do whatever you want. You take the spotlight and...
Nice. Well, speaking of taking the spotlight, let's bring on our third player for this session, and that would be, of course, the one and only Jason Hunt, aka Hexter. Jason, thanks so much for hopping on this session. I'm excited to get this played with you. I think you're really gonna dig this. I
was reading through the rules this afternoon before we started, and it's a good system because there's enough meat and there's not enough complexity. Well, there's not too much complexity, rather, which is good. I like that. It's easy to pick up. It's easy. Like I read through, it's a 72 page Kickstarter, I think, or something. I read through that in like 25 minutes. I went back and looked at like 3 things, and I have a proper grasp of the system. I like that. I don't want to have to be, 6 days later looking up in the appendixes trying to figure out why I couldn't or could do something.
I will say that if anybody is interested in downloading the Quick Start, I believe I put the link to the Quick Start in the description of this video. So feel free to download it and try it out and look it over and play it even while the Kickstarter is going on or even after the fact. And I think you're really going to enjoy what you see there. So I guess what we'll probably just do is I'm just going to hand this show over. I'm going to ball it up and then just send it over to Rico and just throw it over there, and the show's now yours, my friend. You know.
Okay, so speaking about the quick start, we are going to do what we're going to do tonight for me, at least it's night. We're going to do our special take on Race Against Time, which is the pre-made adventure that you will find inside the quick start using the quick start heroes. This is. Should we present the hero before? I don't know, but if just to
we can introduce our heroes if you want.
I'll say it once before we begin. I am really sorry for my huge accent and for struggling to play in English. I will do my best to explain the game and to direct the game. And Simone as well, but Simone has an easier job because he's playing Savar Khan, which is a non-English hero, so he will fit the part better.
You're doing phenomenally well, and we just appreciate you coming on the show and running this. I think it's it's awesome. Thank you. We can do. You want to do player? We'll do player character.
Yeah, we'll start with. I think we can start with the hero.
Sure.
Presenting the hero so that we know where we are.
Sure.
First of all, it's going to be Johnny, probably.
Yeah, I'll show Johnny. I'm playing Johnny. Johnny is basically an unrepentant, hot-headed, hiding behind a facade as an upstanding officer. While he is extremely focused on his duty, he often doesn't go by the book when he feels circumstances call for it. So he's definitely he's got the trope of the last Boy Scout. I'm a police officer, and he has a hard time separating his work life from his personal life. So he's always seems to be in police, work mode, no matter what. And he's got a catchphrase that says that basically, with all due respect, to hell with the rules. So you might hear that a time or two in this session from me. What good action movie doesn't have a good catchphrase that's quoted a couple times in it,
And Johnny, the way the character are made in this game is that you choose a role and then you choose a trope, and this will give you all the skill, the attributes, the feats, everything of course, with a little customization on your side. And Johnny is an agent, and in fact, he's a police officer, and his trope is the last Boy Scout. So old school education, and that kind of stuff. And then we have, and Johnny is going to be here, on duty. He's looking in this shot. Johnny is looking to retrieve a briefcase, and that's going to be his job for tonight. And then we have Victor Sheng, and
that would be me. Yep.
Yeah.
Victor's a bounty hunter. He's lived a long life. He's the old guard on the team. He's a veteran. He's very much the determination guy. He shows up, he does the job, no matter what happens, no matter what needs to be done, he'll get it done. But he's starting to show his age. He's feeling like he might be a little bit too tired for this kind of work anymore. So that's basically Victor in a nutshell.
Nice. And Victor's trope is the mentor. So he's going to be like the grown-up among these two crazy guys, hopefully. Jason,
this is going to be hilarious.
And one thing, because Jason just say he's part of the team, but I will start with something just to keep things as difficult as I possibly can. You will not work together tonight. You are not part of the team.
Okay.
Victor, and that we are going to get on this in a moment, because Victor Sheng, it's not here for duty, but he's here for the money.
For the money, yes.
So you are going to retrieve a briefcase, my friend, as well, but you are not doing it with Johnny, at least not. You are still not doing it with Johnny, but you're doing it for the cash. Just a regular day at work for a bounty hunter. And last but not least, we have Savar.
Savar Khan is a fighter. He's a very reckless kind of guy, very sure about himself, a little bit too much for his own good, probably, and he's always seeking trouble. He works as an extra, a stuntman in movies, but he's a very, very skilled martial artist. Just to let you understand the guy, his catchphrase is "that's just too easy." So he's used to be at the center of the action, and his role is a fighter, as I said, and his trope is a jerk with a heart of gold. So it's playing the bad guy, but under the skin, it's a pretty cool guy, trying to do the right things in his own way.
He's here because the bad guys who have the briefcase actually kidnapped his sister, Sita Khan. So for Savar, this is not a job, this is not duty, but this is personal. And so here we have 3 heroes, 3 men. For one, it's duty. For one, it's money. For one, it's personal. And we'll see where we go. Okay. So I say we can start. Thank you. This shot starts in an airport. This is a private airport. I'm going to do a shortened version of the shot you'll find on the Quickstart. So if you have read the Quickstart, we'll go to that. We will start in a private airport just outside, let's say, New York, any city, at the beginning of the 90s, where the time should have stopped. At least music-wise. I wouldn't say fashion-wise, but probably. Okay. So there is. Imagine it's night. The lights are on the on the street, and there is only one airplane, a big airplane, and it's being loaded at this very moment. So people are working to take these huge crates inside the plane. And from your position, you can all see in the distance there's movement, there's cars, there are people, of course. Some of them are armed, and they basically the plane have the back open, the back panel open, and they are carrying all the crates inside. And I will start with 2 roles. One from Johnny, and I will ask Johnny to roll for stealth and crime, and one from Victor, and I will ask you to roll for awareness and focus.
All right. So I've got 3 in stealth and 2 in crime.
And you are looking for 2 of a kind or 3 of a kind. And if you scored at least a pair, you can take all the dice that are outside of the pair and re-roll them, but you risk losing your first success.
So I did roll a pair of 5s. And it doesn't matter what type of pair it is, as long as it's any kind of pair. I feel like that success is.
Come on, Doug, live a little.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna re-roll. I'm gonna re-roll these 3 other dice, and hopefully.
For everybody who loves a little bit of math, when you are re-rolling, the chance of successes are really higher. It really helps.
So I rolled 4 of a kind with that roll.
Oh, a 4 of a kind. Okay, that's good. And Victor?
All right, I rolled a pair initially. I'm going to re-roll the excess dice.
Yeah, I think you should.
And I got 1 more, so I got 3 of a kind.
A 3 of a kind. It's a pretty good success, but obviously not as good as Johnny's success. So I would say that this shot starts with Victor Schenk doing his job, wearing his trench, the shotgun on the side, and you are, Jason, you are, just in the back in this structure in an airport, and you are looking and you are seeing, you are counting people, how many they are harmed, what are they doing with this plane, and you are looking for the briefcase. And just like 5 meters away from you, Johnny, you are on the spot. You are alone doing this mission, and you see the back of the head of Victor, of course. So you have an advantage over him. And let's say you know him. Let's say you have met before for
sure,
for whatever. But it's your choice what to do.
I'm going to say that like we've probably collaborated before in the past, but we don't really tend to get along, and I kind of feel like I know what I'm doing, and Victor tries to like maybe show me the ropes, but I feel like I'm kind of like that teenager that kind of knows everything, but yet they don't want to take their parents' advice. And I feel like that's the kind of relationship we have. And I'm just like, oh, great, this guy's here. So I'm going to slowly walk up behind him and kind of try to maybe startle him a little bit, and be like, what are you doing here, Victor? And maybe show that I kind of I do know what I'm doing, and that I'm a little more stealthy than he is, and in his old man ways.
I will start, Victor, since considering Doug's action, by giving you your very first negative condition.
Okay.
And I would say that now you look like a fool, and especially you probably feel like a fool since you've been just, outsmarted by this teenager,
this toddler.
Yeah,
I'm not really. I'm an adult, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know.
In comparison to how old Victor is,
Yeah. Victor will just like stiffen up when he hears Johnny talk. He'll look over his shoulder and be all like, just, you can see the irritation in his eyes. He's just like, oh, first of all, you got one over on me, and second of all, why are you even here? But he won't actually say any of that. He'll just nod at him and say, Johnny, what brings you out to the airport this time of day?
I think you know. I think we're both here for the same reason.
Oh, you were trying to scare me? Huh? Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
That's basically what I. Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
And as you are speaking and clarifying your position, that's when Savar Khan make his, entrance, and I don't think he's very stealthy, whatever. And so you simply noticing entering, and Savar, I would say that at least one of them. You choose. I like to.
I for sure know Johnny. We probably met on one of his cases involving a murder around the set. And I was there working, and I probably insisted a lot to help him, but at the end, providing some backup during some fist fight, something like this.
Okay. So, Savar, what you see coming to the airport, in this section of the airport, is these two men, Johnny and Victor, and of course you recognize Johnny. So what do you do?
I immediately walk towards Johnny. I remove my sunglasses because I have a pair of sunglasses with absolutely no reason at all, and I say, "Hi, Johnny. Johnny, what are you doing here? Like everything is fine. We are not hiding away from some bad thing."
Like, and I'll be like, so Savar, I'm working a case. You got to kind of tone it down a little bit.
You're working a case. I try to speak very softly, but it's not really my thing. So you're working at that's fantastic, Johnny. It's fantastic because I'm here working a case of my own, and you can give me a hand. We can help each other out. Hi, by the way. I say hi to Victor.
Oh yeah, this old guy here is Victor. I'm
just gonna be looking at my watch. I'm like, but the daycare's out already? I don't understand.
Yeah, we run into each other from time to time.
He doesn't. He has no ability to get out of the way of anything. He just runs into everything.
And as you are talking, you see somebody shouting like, "Hey!" and it calls your attention, but it's not talking to you. It's just using one of those, lights to make a signal. And, you notice that people are starting to hurry up and loading the final crates on the back of this very big plane. I would say, a cargo plane of some kind.
I'm going to say to the other two, I'd love to chat more, but I've got a flight to catch.
I was about to say the same thing. I'm about.
Yeah. I'm just searching in my pockets, looking for a script. I'm like, oh, okay, well, all right. So we're all going on this plane then? Do we all have tickets for the plane, I guess? Or
no, it's actually it's a private flight. You are here. It's a cargo plane. You are here at night, so you are hiding at the moment. And all the people who are are loading the plane are all bad guys for you.
Okay.
It was. I think that the more people you are meeting, the harder your mission is getting now.
It's probably it's 100%.
We will make this mission harder all by ourselves.
Yeah. No, I mean, anything like this show. Yes, absolutely. Do they have any kind of uniform on, or do they have anything that like makes them all kind of stand out? Like,
yeah, the vast majority of them is wearing like black jumpsuit. Some of them have bulletproof vest. Some of them are armed, but they look like some kind of private guards. And they all have their faces covered, like they have their glasses and everything, and they are loading these crates very quickly.
Okay.
It's just goons.
Just goons.
Okay.
Yeah. Do any of them walk near us, or
they are? Let's see that you are among some of the crates outside of a structure. So they are like, I would say, like 10 meters from you, something like that. So they are within reach, but they are not very near.
I guess I'm going to wait until one of them kind of walks by, like and not noticed by anybody else, and try to grab them and then kind of like choke them out so that I can pass, so that they pass out. And yeah, that's what I'm going to try to do. Okay.
So let's roll for fight with the crime, because that's going to be a
fight with crime. Okay. So I've got 2 in fight, 2 in crime. I've got 1 pair.
1 pair. That's a basic success. And now for everybody listening and watching, Doug doesn't know if 1 pair is enough. So are you going to re-roll this roll, or are you going to go with just 1 pair? I mean, how hard could it be?
I mean, I feel like that's probably. I mean, it's. I feel like I'm going to stick to that 1 pair this time. I feel like I pushed my luck a little further. I don't want to push it too many times, but I'm gonna see what I can do.
So you wait for somebody to come near you, and you just grab him and And you want to knock him out, I believe.
Yeah, basically, I want to put him in like a lock and like cut off his circulation and kind of cover his mouth at the same time, and then just make him pass out so that.
And you do all of that. You do brilliantly, and all you, Victor and Savar, you can see how John is well prepared. But you see the way fails or not scoring enough successes in this game work is not that you actually fail, but it's that things don't go quite as much as you like. So I would say you grab him. You are great. You are doing all your scene, and you are choking him, and you lay him down. You start undressing him. I think no.
That was the whole point. I was going to take his uniform and put it on.
He is like 5 feet tall.
So like the sleeves go up to like my. And like they're like high water pants.
Yeah, you are starting to understand why it was so easy to take.
Yeah.
Congratulations, you've knocked a toddler unconscious.
Yeah.
So somebody had the bring your kid to work day, and you mugged him.
Of course,
yeah.
Me and Victor big fan of him.
Yeah,
without mercy.
I'm going to search the guy's pockets really quickly. Has he got anything useful on him?
He's got a gun and 2 magazines that you can take.
I will do that.
And he's not carrying. He has a knife if you need it, but he's not carrying any documents. He's not carrying dog tags. He's completely without any,
So no kind of access cards or anything like that. That might be useful. Okay,
No.
I just wanted to make sure.
But
Wow.
weapons, yay!
Yeah, I mean, I'll take an extra gun. Why not? I'll just tuck that into the back behind my belt there, and tuck the magazines into one of my trench coat pockets. And was he wasn't carrying anything. He just happened to be walking by. Yeah.
Yeah, he was probably checking if they are missing anything for the cargo.
Okay. How far are we from the back entry of the plane?
I would say, sorry if I'm talking meters, but I think it's.
Oh, no, he's the only American. We're fine.
Okay. Sure. So you are like 30, 40 meters from the plane. So it's like in this game, distance are divided into turns or action. So it will take you 2 turns or 2 complete actions to get to the.
Okay.
To the
And
plane.
it's all being loaded by hand?
Yeah, they have this kind of wheels. And
like a dolly or whatever. Yeah, they're okay. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, imagine these
All right.
crates are like 1 meter, 1 by 1 crates.
Okay.
So it's
Sounds
not
good.
very-
I'm wondering how we're going to get onto this plane without anybody noticing us to have a look.
And Johnny, you can try wear it. Of course, it's
I'm gonna
going to
put
be,
it on, and it's gonna be a little tight and just kind of.
let's say it's not going to give you a lot of advantages trying to fit, but it's dark. You can still
I kind of blend in a little bit.
you can walk with your hands like tuck.
I try to look for another cover between our actual position and the back of the plane. If I can just run very fast or jump, being me. But if there is something, another crate maybe, or a vehicle, I don't know, or a blind spot from here, just to take a step and then try to get inside the plane in 2 steps. That's the plan. Of course, the first step would be running. The second step would be flying kick, in my case, because that's my signature move.
So you'll see there's some kind of small cart there, and that's just halfway, but you're going to be very quick before they pass and possibly notice you. So I would say let's roll for stunt under crime. So let's see if you can ninja your way to this car.
And a basic success. two of a kind. And I, of course, reroll.
Never.
And it's a 3 of a kind. Critical success.
Nice.
So, Victor, you take the gun, and Johnny has just finished, dressing up the best he can, and you notice that Savar is just, rolling his way, and it's now he made some kind of, a backflip, and it's already behind the cover, behind the car, and people are walking, so he's in a dangerous position, but he's there.
Just gonna mutter to myself as they both do their thing. I'm like, oh, great, it's a circus. We have a clown and an acrobat. This is amazing. I'm going to try the old man move. I'm going to wait until somebody comes by with a cart, because they're about a meter by a meter. And I'm going to try, as they go by, to tuck myself in next to the crate. The old comedy movie thing where you're just kind of like moving along with the guy who's pushing the crate, trying to keep out of sight kind of thing. I'm going to try that move. That'll be my old man move.
Okay. Minimum effort, maximum result.
Yeah.
And I would say this called for a stealth roll, basic stealth roll.
Okay.
Under crime, with crime.
All right. So that's 4 for me. Yeah.
And you all have 1 adrenaline point, and you can spend your adrenaline to have 1 more dice to a single roll. And you also have a spotlight, 1 spotlight, and the spotlight allows you to achieve an extreme success, so a 4 of a kind without rolling the dice. So you have that.
Well, I'll try this normally for now, just because we're early days in the mission here, so I don't want to push my luck too far. Okay, I got a pair, so I'm going to re-roll that. Allow there 2. And I got a 3 of a kind again.
And I will say that works brilliantly for you. So a cart passed nearby, and you are just, sneak your way near these crates, and you are good to go. Very smoothly, I would say. And now you are being loaded up on the plane.
Once I get into the back end of the plane, I'll duck behind some other crates to stay out of the way, sort of thing.
All right. And while they are taking you to the plane, Johnny is the only one left that is going to miss its flight.
Race at this point, am I right?
Yeah.
You actually, Johnny, you can believe that Victor stuff works.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at that, and so Savar is behind a crate as well. I'm going to look at what Victor did, and then start pushing the crate that Savar. So pretty much just mirrors the same thing that Victor did, only I'll do it with Savar and get him into the plane that way too. Okay. If Victor can do it, we can totally do it too.
You're helping him out. You're pushing the crate for him.
Exactly.
What could go wrong?
That could work, but since you are not wearing the right uniform, I will ask for 1 additional roll, because I like to roll weird stuff. So let's, a roll for smooth and cool, because I want to see with how much confidence do you have.
Yeah.
All right. So I've got 2 in smooth and 3 in cool, and I've got 2 pairs. I feel like I should probably try to re-roll this and try to get a full house, because
the good thing with the 2 pairs, if that is you re-roll and you don't make a better success, you lose only 1 of the pairs.
Okay, so I think I'm going to do that.
So that's still good, but
I lose one of the. I had a 1 in 3 chance, and of course I don't do it. So I've got 1, just a basic success.
Just one basic success, but I would say that you start, take the cart and start moving Savar and the car together with the other guy who is, pushing Victor inside. And the other guy is complaining about some stuff, but you can't understand him because he's speaking Russian at the moment.
Okay.
So I would say you have a basic success. So you nod probably.
Mm.
Or maybe let's say 50-50 with a basic success. Do you nod or do you
Do I
do you agree or you don't agree?
Do you nod or you laugh or you're going to do something that blows your cover?
The bad Russian guy.
Yeah, I think I just I think I just kind of just like nod like I'm totally understand what he says. Like, yeah,
Okay, and what happens? I love rolling dice. What happens is that the guy says something in Russian, and you say okay, and he leaves the cart. So before Victor entered the plane, he leaves the cart just outside of the plane and give you a signal like he's saying thank you or something. You don't know what. So now what's happening? He's walking away, like removing his clothes, gloves and stuff. And you are on the plane with Savar,
right?
But Victor is not.
Okay, that seems to be okay.
You have a choice.
Do I though? Do I have a choice? I think
Okay.
I think I looked down at Savar. I'm like, I don't know what I said, but or what I agreed to, but I think this is working out pretty well.
Roll with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
We are already there. Don't stop, please.
So I'm just going to. I'll look back at Victor and I'll just give him the thumbs up, and I'll just keep rolling Savar into the plane.
I will give him a different finger up as he rolls into the plane. Somewhat less friendly. Okay, so I'm not going to make it onto the plane at current, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to take, as a quick action, I have always prepared, so I can quickly retrieve a useful item out of my pocket if I need it. Yeah. I am going to pull out just a handful of change, and I'm going to drop it behind the guy who was pushing my crate to try and distract him into turning around for a second. And if he looks, I'm going to dive either into the plane or into the nearest available access point to the plane, like a wheel well or the landing gear or something like that. Okay.
And I will allow it without a roll because you have a fit for that. So you are always prepared. So you can, take yourself out of a difficult situation if you have a good idea. So you somehow manage to distract the Russian goons with your change, and this job is already costing you money, but you gotta spend money to make money. That's a fair game for a bounty hunter, and you just dash on the plane. You go out of the cart and dash inside of the plane, and you are, I would say, the first nearest object where to hide. It's the cart that's being, carried by Johnny. So now, Johnny, you have to
shove over, make room.
And so you finally come into the back of the plane, into the cargo plane, and people are making signals. They are speaking Russian. You don't understand the thing. And at some point, they close the gates behind you. And as they close the gates behind you, somebody, another Russian guy, of course, screams at you, Johnny. And of course, he says something to you that doesn't sound like a question, but it sounds more like an order, I would say.
I'm sure.
But you have no idea what is just said.
Sure, I will. I'll just give him the thumbs up.
Okay.
And,
again?
Yeah.
I won the first time.
Because it worked. It worked well. It just I'll nod and give him the thumbs up and start walking away from the cart a little bit.
Okay. And a red light shines on you. You are in the back of the plane. There's only one other guard with you. There's a lot of crates all around. The gate is now open, and you hear the engine that starts running, and sooner or later this plane is going to take off. There's only one guy with you. One guy that is currently looking at, no, it's not looking at his phone, it's the 90s, so he's probably doing something smarter than looking at his phone. I would say he's cleaning his gun.
Sure.
He's distracted.
He's distracted. I feel like I want to. I should probably try to knock him out as well. Maybe I'll just come up. So he's not looking at me.
No.
So I'm thinking, yeah, I need to be. I don't want to like fire a gun or anything in this situation. So I think I want to just come up behind him and kind of do the same thing that I did to the other guy and just knock him out. And
I'm gonna lean over to Savar really quickly while he's approaching the guy and be like, "This is his signature move. It's his thing that he does."
That's right.
This is the time in which Savar a little bit snaps, and when I see the door is closed, the back of the plane is closed, I see that Johnny is going to quietly, steadily, I don't know, take the guy out, but I have different plans.
Sure.
So I go, I rush to the guy and I start hitting him and asking him, where is she? Where is she? Let me take my sister.
Yeah, because we don't know why Savar's here at this point.
We have no idea. Yeah.
So I'm trying to do my mission, and Savar's like very emotional. Yeah, okay.
We're both looking at each other like, sister, what?
I think it's the right time since we cannot escape anymore. Okay. I start hitting the guy, losing my usual, get-go attitude, and becoming quite angry, and ask him obsessively, where did they take my sister? Probably you don't understand me, but I try nevertheless.
Yeah, let's roll for basic fight and brawn, and I will give you one extra dice because he probably doesn't expect an Indian martial art. Come on,
so it's 7 dice.
A Jackie Chan kind of.
I don't know where.
And I have 1 critical success.
Just 1. That's good. So, Johnny, what do? You are sneaking behind the guy, and you see Savar just,
flies past.
I'm just gonna be like, oh crap! And then all of a sudden I'm gonna take out my gun and just kind of make sure that nobody else is. Basically I'm going to make sure that Savar does not blow our cover. That basically I'm ready in case anybody else pops out while he's taking this guy out.
And luckily for you, the engine starts and the plane starts to move. So probably the noise is covering Savar words, and Savar is hitting the guy saying, "Where is my sister?" But the guy, of course, is only speaking in Russian. He doesn't understand the word. And I would say, Victor, would you do a little focus and let's see. Detect. Sorry.
Okay.
Trouble remembering all the Skinner on the language.
5 dice for that one. Let's try this. You
can have a free roll for your feat detective.
I got 3 of a kind. I'm going to re-roll the remaining 2 to see if I can better it. I got 4 of a kind.
A 4 of a kind. That's an extreme success. So some sort of a pretty cool action. I would say that you notice something, that as the plane starts to move and you're starting to gain some speed and the noise is covering, Johnny's word and Savar's word and these guys' words, you notice that he's not trying to helping himself so much. He's not trying only to avoid Savar, but he's actually pointing at something on the wall behind all of you. And he's pointing and he's speaking in screaming in Russian, like something that you obviously don't understand. And when you turn there, you see there are some, some kind of metal rings, and they are not attached to anything. And then you go down with your eyes, and you see that there are a lot of crates around, and there are a lot of, hooks near the crates. And this
That's
is
what
not connected
the
to
other
anything.
guy asked John in the first.
And you have the flashback of the guy saying, "Ah." And Johnny, yes. And you are now in, this kind of movement. Now everything comes together.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna grab Johnny and I'll point at the rings and be like, we need to get those things hooked up quickly, or we're gonna be squished in here. And go grab your friend. What? I don't even know what's going on.
Back to me! Damn! I lost my temper. but you can just tap my shoulder.
Yeah,
We have a bit of a situation here because the crates are about,
They're gonna start moving around, yeah.
As the plane goes up, but the plane is moving up quickly. And of course, if you now leave, this guy is going to call for backups or something. So you have a lot of stuff going on, and we'll see if you manage to.
I will start trying to hook crates to the wall just to keep us from getting squished while Johnny and Savar do whatever it is they're doing.
Yeah, I feel like we need to. I'm gonna let Savar keep pounding this guy and trying to get answers, but I'm going to Savar. I'm going to yell at Savar that we need to get these crates secure before we get squished, and I'm going to go run around to the other side and start to secure the hooks and the rings on the other side from where Victor's working.
Okay. And Savar?
I hear Johnny, so I try to regain some composure, and then I realized that I snapped for a moment, but I think I feel that the plane is going up, so I think I start to see the crate slowly moving backwards. Now I understand the gravity of the situation, so first thing first, I try to knock out the guy because he's trying probably to speak something in Russian, and it's really annoying for me because I do everything right. I'm here and he's not talking, so it's not.
Words are so annoying.
I try to knock him out as first things, and then if I got time, I go to help Johnny and Victor not to kill ourselves with the crates.
Okay. So it's for Savar, it's Braun and Force to take out this goon, and you are trying to attach all the cranes, and I will ask you for dexterity under Braun.
Oh, this isn't gonna go well at all.
Victor, you're back, I know.
Yeah.
It's not looking good for Savar.
Basic success.
One basic success. Okay. Let's see what your friends can do.
I rolled a 4 of a kind.
Oh, okay. All right. I got absolutely nothing, so I'm just gonna be like grabbing a strap and trying to get it to a ring, and I'm actually gonna use my flaw, and like I'm just gonna be like pulling it over my shoulder. I'm like, oh, I'm too old for this.
And I'm gonna shout over, "Come on, old man, you can do this."
Oh, I'm gonna shoot you at some point. I'm gonna shoot you.
Johnny, you get an adrenaline for this extreme success because all of you needed a critical success to secure them, but since you had an extreme, and extreme is worth 3 critical, so you do everything on your own, and you deserve some adrenaline for this stuff.
Yeah, not very useful.
Here, trying to attaching all the crates, and About Victor and Savar, I would say that because that's to fail. Savar's fail's a little less, but it's still failure. So Savar, you hit the guy, and the guy hits you back, and you go down, and the guy is literally jumping on you. But as Victor misses the hook and doesn't get to attach the last crate, the plane lifts. The crates go back and squish the guy on the back. You everything you can see is so. Victor, good job, I guess. But
I'll be looking at the crate as it squishes the guy. I'm like, I meant to do that.
Yeah. But Johnny, what you see is just one crate missing, and squishing the guy, and makes very loud noise, of course.
Sure.
But you were just taking off, so did they hurt? Was it that loud? It didn't seem so loud.
Well, we'll hope not anyway.
You're waiting for the echo to fade out, and you're like,
it's physics, Johnny. Objects in motion tends to stay in motion.
That's a true mentor.
There we go.
All right.
I think at this point I'm going to go over to Savar and be like, "What the hell was all that about?"
Sorry, I'm sorry, Johnny. I didn't have the time to explain why I'm here. I don't know why you're here. Probably this is a serious matter. I understand, but you need to understand, and I'm here too for a very serious matter. It's personal. You see, my sister disappeared, and I have a hint for a very, very trusted source that the guy in charge of this operation has to do something with her disappearance. Because last time I talked to her, she was working on some sort of strange, I don't know, top secret kind of creepy government stuff. And I think he messed up with something she shouldn't have. She's always like this, not as serious like his big brother.
Sure. Okay. Well, together we'll get through this. I'll help you find your sister, but you got to keep your person. Keep it. Can't make it personal. Otherwise, you're going to get us all killed. We got enough to deal with this old guy behind us. We got to keep. We can't let your personal emotions get in the way here. We've got a job to do, and maybe we can not get killed by this old guy. Have this old guy kill us in the meantime as well.
You're right, but John, you need to relax. We got this.
You know me. I've got a mission.
Okay.
I need to see it through.
You are dressed like a 5-year-old in a 12-year-old's clothing right now. You're not accomplishing anything. And also, if this guy's sister isn't named Briefcase, I don't care.
Briefly.
Hopefully not.
I don't know about any brief.
Her name is Briefcase.
Okay, it's the guy.
I'm going to try and pry open a crate while they're jabbering about their personal feelings.
Okay, and you've got your knife from the guard, so it's going to be easy for you to open up a crate. And let's say you are in in half of the plane, and you are in this cargo part of the plane, and there is just 2 exits. There is a door on one side, and there is the big back door.
The cargo. We came in. Yeah. Okay.
Well, you came in. So, and now it's just there is a dead Russian guy stuck in there under a crate. So you open up a crate, and inside this crate you see that there is a lot of paper, basically. There's stashes and stashes of paper.
Okay. I'll rummage through it. Just, is it anything I can read, or is it all in Russian?
It's all white paper.
Oh, it's just plain paper.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll search through it. If I can't find a briefcase, I'll show some to Johnny and Savar. I'm like, I have no idea what the heck.
Okay, you start searching, and for now, all you can find is, piles of white papers, and that's pretty weird for you. And Johnny and Savar, while Victor is looking, just to see what's going on.
The paper, the craft filled with blank paper is actually very weird for me as well. I ask Victor if he needs a hand to see what this guy are transporting on the plane, because I would like to know what's going on. I figure that would be weapons, I don't know, guns, something like this.
A bunch of goons loading a plane armed, and it's full of paper? This doesn't make any sense. Yeah. Something else is going on. I am going to use my detective feat, actually, and examine the paper more closely.
Okay. So roll for detect and focus, and you will have a re-roll on this roll.
Alrighty.
And Johnny, meanwhile, you're going to wait for Victor, or you want to do something?
I feel like I want to, since it just seems to be just blank paper, I kind of want to go up towards the front of the plane a little bit and just kind of scope out what's, the pilot situation a little bit, and see like what might what else we might be dealing with, in the front of the plane a little bit.
And roll for stealth.
Okay.
And stealth and nerves. Sorry, not crime, but stealth and nerves. So, Victor.
I got a pair and 3 of a kind.
Okay. So, you go through the paper, you look at the paper, and that's simply plain paper. You try with your lighter, you try all that kind of, detective shenanigans, but it's just paper, and it's starting to, it smells fishy for you. It's a decoy.
Were they expecting us? Maybe was this a setup? I'm asking both of them.
It's impossible. Only my source knows that we're coming, and it's very reliable. While I'm saying this, I'm starting to doubt this myself. I mean, he wouldn't. I mean,
he's the man with an open shirt.
He would tell me, but I mean, oh crap! I'm starting to doubt.
And Johnny, what's your?
I had 3 in nerves and 3 in stealth, and I rolled a 3 of a kind plus a pair.
Okay, so with the 3 of a kind, you actually managed to open the door very quietly, and nobody noticed you. And with the pair, I'm going to allow for a quick action, and you will tell me if you want to do it or not. So what you see is there is another half of the plane right after this door, and it's kind of the middle part of the train and of the plane, and after that there's going to be the cockpit and the cabin of the pilot. And what you see, it's, let's say, 8 to 10 armed mercenaries, black suits and black jumpsuits, and they have the bulletproof vests on. They are heavily armed, and they are messing with some crates all around. There are other crates. They are opening them right now, and they are, taking stuff and weapons out of them. And you also see that they are distracted right now, so you can use your basic action, your quick action, for get closer to them, and you can either just go dressed as one of them, or you can hide behind one of those crates to try and see what they are doing. But that's up to you, or you can wait for your friends. But you
No,
have
I think I want to get a little bit closer and kind of see what they're, what they're interacting with, and try to get more information from what they're doing.
like you're going to hide, or you're going to just walk.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna hide. I'm hoping that maybe if they see me, I can just play it off as me tying my shoe or something.
Yeah. Okay, so you go on the back of one of these crates and you start. Of course, you hear a lot of people speaking in Russian. You don't understand anything, but you start watching around. And what you can easily notice is that these people are taking something from the crates, are taking weapons, and they are taking, parachutes. And they are starting to wear these parachutes. So everything is, it's not looking good. But cut to Victor and Savar. You see that you say, is this a setup? And Johnny is not there, of course. The door is open and Johnny's there.
Yeah. We're gonna pin this on Johnny.
And of course he's gone. Okay. Yeah.
All right. I'm going to open one more crate really quickly just to see if it's similar contents.
Yeah. And it is. It's all white paper.
Okay. All right. So I'm just going to be like, okay. Your sister's not in one of these boxes, obviously. Unless she's been turned into paper.
It's the 90s, so they could still use paper as a decoy. In 2023, it would much.
It would not work. No, yeah, it wouldn't. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to turn around and look at the door that Johnny just went through, and I'm going to look at Savar, and I'm going to say, whatever we're all looking for, if it's even here, is through that door. And we just sent an underdressed toddler into that room. So
he needs backup. I see.
Yeah, I think that's I hate that we're going to have to help him, but he's going to get mangled if he goes in there by himself. So let's go, and I'll head towards that door.
Okay. Are you going to act stealth, or you're going to just?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna try the same move as Johnny did. I'm gonna open the door just a little bit to peek in, see.
So let's you both roll for stealth and crime. Classic.
All right.
Stealth.
I don't do either of those things very well, by the way, just so you know.
It's Victor. It's kind of it has 4 to 5 dice to everything. It's not very good at anything, but it's also
I'm average at everything. Yeah. Holy, that's terrible.
Can only punch people. Savar just says 2 skill, fight and flex.
Punch people and not punch by people. I have to.
So it's 0.
No success.
No success.
Same. So we're just jiggling the handle on the door, apparently.
Johnny!
How does this open? Banging on the door like, Johnny, let us in.
I will handle the two fader differently here. So I would say Savar is a bit more, it's you just said he needs backup. So Savar is just rushing to the door, Mission Impossible style. And what happens is that Savar enters and they immediately notice him because it's, wearing bright colors and everything. And they call up to Johnny because somebody sees Johnny tying his shoes. This is something in Russian. They grab the gun and they scream at you something that is probably, you can understand, means, get this guy.
Get the guy, yeah.
One. While on the other end, I would say that Victor fader is a different fader because it's more seasoned. Hero is probably ready. So as Savar is entering, you notice that from the other part of the plane is coming out a man dressed in black with a suit, jet black hair, black sunglasses, and he's holding a suitcase in his hand. And the suitcase is, handcuffed to his left hand. And he's holding something else in his right hand, and it's probably a gun. And of course, it's not going to be a gun, but it's probably a gun. You just go back inside. You see the scene, you see the man coming out, you see the briefcase, you see Savar entering, you realize something's going wrong, so you don't have the guts to go.
Shut the door.
Yeah, that's basically, but that's how we deal with failure here in OutGunned. And Johnny,
I feel like at this point, Savar's cover's been blown, so I think it's time to like just take out the pistol and start shooting some of these guys. As soon as I like stand up, I immediately start shooting. Some of the people that are there, because otherwise I think Savar is going to be Swiss cheese with some bullets if I don't take him out. Start taking some of these guys out.
It's critical if you want to be a hero in life that you learn Russian. It's one of the
right, absolutely.
But I will give you an advantage, one dice to your shoot roll. One more dice, because you have you look like one of them, so they are not expecting you to start shooting. And let me remind all of you that you can always use one of your magazine, burn one of your magazine to shoot at will, and this means you get an extra dice, but you empty the magazine basically. So that's something you can do to maximize your shot. I don't know if Johnny wants to do that, because then you have to recharge, but
yeah, I think I'll just wait, and then so would I use my shoot plus nerves? Is that what
yeah.
Okay.
Plus
one. Plus I've got the what do I've got? The gunslinger, so I can reroll this if it's...
So you can have a free reroll on this roll.
All right, so I've rolled that, and then let's reroll these. Oof. I've got 2 basic successes.
After the reroll?
Yeah, after the reroll, because my reroll did not help me at all.
The first roll was
The first roll was 2 pair.
And now you've got 2 pair. So you cannot go all in, because you have not improved your first. Because
Correct.
if he had improved his first roll, then he could try an all in. So you risk all the success and you reroll all the dice. So that's 2 pair. That's too bad, because I was not expecting to fail this roll. And if you read this shot in the quick start, you find there is a cool appendix for when you miss this roll. So what you see, Johnny, you go out, take out your gun, you start shooting, and you instinctively probably you shoot at the man in a suit. He has the briefcase. He's the one, is the most important target, and probably you notice him among the others, and you decide to shoot him. And what happens is that he's scared by these shots, and he leaves the briefcase, but the briefcase is handcuffed at his hand, so no harm done. He's not losing it. And he also leaves his gun, which now you find out it's not a gun, but was a detonator that he was holding in his hand. So as he, open his hand, startled by the gunfire, the plane explodes.
The whole plane?
So apparently, all the crates that were inside the plane, the one in the second half of the plane, were full of explosive, and they were not going to, ignite them before, jumping out. But, things has gone south. So what you see in order, Johnny, you see the man leaving the detonator and the crates that starts to explode, and, the belly of the plane just open up and air, everybody is flowing around. And Savar, you see that you are 2 meters behind him. So what you see is a blinding light. And after that, Victor, what you see is that half the plane is being ripped off by this explosion. So all three of you, please roll for stunt and brawn, and this is going to be a dangerous roll, and the difficulty is 2 criticals.
Okay.
You need 2 criticals, or you are going to lose some grit, and you probably are.
All right.
But then again, you are on a plane that is exploding, so I guess it's dead.
I only got 1 pair.
5 of a kind.
5 of a kind.
5 of a kind.
You need a
I'm just on the other side of that door saying, wow, I'm glad I'm not in that room. as the tail of the plane falls off.
It sucks to be you. Sucks to be John.
Okay.
And Savar?
I had 2 basic success, but I can still go all in. I have 2 dice left. I try. One critical success and 1 basic success.
Johnny has an impossible success, 5 of a kind. It's very difficult, very rare. But now, Johnny, you are going to save yourself. You are going to not even a scratch on the cheek, but you have 3 chances here, 3 possibilities. You can either save Victor as well. You can save Savar as well, so they'll avoid losing their grit. Or you can take on the man in black with the briefcase. And you can jump on him and, start following with him. And he also has a parachute, so it's,
we win.
it's convenient. But where is your heart right now?
I feel like part of my persona is to make sure that the people with me are taken care of. So I feel like I should save Savar, and even though I don't want, can I save them both, or can
just one?
I can only save one.
Yeah.
I mean, Savar is. I feel like I should save Savar. As much as it pains me to, part of me knows that I should save Victor as well, but out of the 2, Savar's the younger.
Thematically, I'm on the other side of a door as well. It would be
this is a flash forward to a scene after all this stuff where Johnny and Victor are drinking a beer, and you see he was nearer and he was younger, and you lived along.
Just like, you let me fall out of an airplane and you were on the other side of a door.
So I feel like I should save Savar from because I feel like I kind of look out for Savar, and he's helped me with some of my cases, even though he probably shouldn't have, and so therefore I kind of owe Savar. So I feel like helping him is probably the best option in this place.
It's the more obvious choice since it's closer to you right now. And Victor, what was 2 pair or 0? I don't remember what.
I got 1. I got a pair. That was it.
A pair.
Yeah.
Okay, so you lose 5 grit.
Okay.
For this, and let me know when you reach 8, and you reach your bed box. And here's what happened. The plane just, it's divided in half by the explosion. Part of the goons dies in the explosion because they don't have your grit. Part of them is, thrown out of the plane, as well as the man in black. Johnny, you see him in the eye. His glasses falls away, and he's looking at you, and he grabbed the briefcase, and you have a chance, but you see Savar that it's going to be, burned alive by the explosion. So you decided to grab Savar and you throw yourself out of the plane. And Victor, the plane just divided in half, and you are on the other half of this plane, and you are sucked away through a lot of paper. So you there's a lot of paper cuts.
Shouldn't open these crates.
You managed to save yourself using a lot of your grits. So you have a lot of, small and handsome cuts on your.
When the ladies ask, this will be a much different story.
Yes.
And you have only one basic success, so I will allow you to keep one of your guns, and you lose the rifle.
Okay.
You are, thrown out of an airplane that is falling, so it's very fair. And now we are falling off a plane, so the plane is burning in the night, and you are falling luckily on water, but I don't know if that's going to save you since it's 10,000 meters or so, and people are falling all around, and crates and paper, it's burning all around. And now you have two top priorities, of course. One, you have to save your life. You have to find something, a parachute of something. And two, possibly you have to take that goddamn man in black and retrieve the briefcase. And as we are falling, I will start with Victor, because Victor is the one that's in a direst situation.
I am going to try to angle myself towards the nearest falling body, because I know the mercenaries were putting parachutes on. So I'll try and just do that. I don't know what they call it when you dive towards somebody while you're skydiving. I don't know what that's called, but I'm going to try and get to one of those guys and take his parachute off so that I have some measure of safety on my way to the ground.
Okay. So let's try with a good old fight. But I would say fight and nerves. I don't know if that makes any difference, but I think that's a situation that call up for your nerves.
Okay. I got one pair, so I got two more dice here. 4 of a kind.
4 of a kind?
Yeah.
That's a first for you. I mean, so what you want to take the parachutes or take the bad guy with you?
I would like to just hit the guy from behind, pop the release on his parachute, then just, kick my arms out away from him and watch him just continue to fall while I struggle into the parachute and clip it together.
Okay. And that's exactly what you do. He was lucky enough to survive an explosion. And the only good things that happens to him today is that he owns a parachute, but thankful to you that,
sorry for your luck.
It's bad guys anyway. So you relieve him of these parachutes, and he starts to fall possibly to his death while you put on the parachute. So good for you. I wasn't expecting it.
I was amazed, honestly. The way I've been rolling tonight, I was expecting to dive right past him and just continue on.
I know sometimes fortune favors the brave. And Johnny and Savar, you are in Johnny's arm.
Okay.
Oh,
I take a moment because I am, a heartful guy to thank Johnny. Johnny, you saved my life. Thank you, Johnny. I'm always
as we're plummeting to our deaths.
this is where Johnny looks him in the eyes and says, "Do you have a parachute? Because I don't."
It's not yet our time. I try to look at the Men in Black with the briefcase, which I try to I get a look just before, and I know he's clearly the boss of this game. He's the only one not dressed as a common mercenaries. So I look Johnny in the eye, and I see, and I tell him, please take him alive. I need to question him, and then I put my feet on him, and I push him towards the Man in Black to help him catch me there. And I go to the other side, hoping that there's someone with a parachute to grab. But I think about that later.
This is going to be a 10 minutes long Bollywood song, of course.
Of course.
Savar and Johnny through the flame, tigers jumping, and
Yes.
Savar, just pushes Johnny,
Beautiful bromance, yes, of course.
you know, with this flying kick to your chest, and you start, you know, Johnny, you go with all your speed. You still don't have a parachute, so but at least you have faith and you have friendship, and that's all that matters.
That's the text of the song, by the way.
Yeah.
That's the lyrics of the song.
You need a parachute when you have friendship. So what do you do, Johnny? And you're going to have one extra dice to whatever action you're making, because Savar is taking his, you know, it's giving your action to you, his action to you.
I feel like so we're falling to Earth. The man in black is right there along with us. Is that's
Yeah,
what I'm.
And there are goons all around, of course, and you have to dive through them to reach him, because he falls faster than other, of course, being the villain.
Sure. I feel like as we are like making our way to the man in black, maybe I'm trying to like shoot the goons and trying to make my way, trying to like cover for Savar as he's trying to get to that men in black, but I'm trying to take out the
I think Savar wants you to take the man in black.
He wants me to take it. Oh, okay. Oh yeah. I kind of start running and
You're falling in.
Well, I'm
sky.
falling, but yeah, I mean, we're falling and running. I mean, I can do the same. I mean, it's an action movie, man. I'm trying to like.
Okay, sure, why not? Run through the air, Johnny.
as we're falling, you know, I'm trying to make my way towards the men in black, and maybe I'm like trying to shoot him to like, you know, make him stop. I guess, is he trying to, I guess, what is the men in black, what does it appear like he's doing? Is he trying to like get out of the plane? Is he just trying to?
You're already out of the plane.
We're already out of the plane.
There is no more plane.
There is no more plane at all. Okay, so that whole
you are already falling, and you have to catch him like.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I definitely do the whole thing where I'm like trying to like, you know, I nosedive and try to like, you know, as Victor was trying to do, you know, you try to you know, finagle
He's
your
copying me. It's adorable.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's kind of the whole shtick is like.
Well, it works for you, so
yeah, absolutely. It's totally gonna work for me, because if an old guy can do it like Victor, you know, a young, you know,
can't have the old guy one up in you.
Exactly. So yeah, I'm going to. I guess I'm going to try to you know, make my way towards, like, nosedive towards this man in black, and you know, is there anybody along the way that like it gets in my way? I'm trying to think of like what I can do to. Maybe I'll try to like shoot at him as I'm following.
Shoot guys as you go by, I guess.
Yeah. I feel like that's probably the best call. Like, I'm trying to play to my strengths here, and like, what can I do to like?
Of course, it's tricky to shoot at him. It's definitely something you can do, but you are going also to risk, you know, damaging the parachute, because he's falling in front.
Oh, that's true.
That's definitely something you should consider, but you know, you are not going to miss this shot, Johnny.
I shot him to death, and now the parachute's full of holes.
but definitely, I personally, I don't know the physics. I don't know if you can shoot.
I don't know.
But I will allow.
I'm sure it probably should work. It doesn't. I mean, why not?
Yeah. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to try to like dive towards like somebody that's fairly close to this man in black, shoot them, and then maybe I'll try to grab a hold of them and grab their, you know.
Okay. So you shoot at one of the goons or at the man in black? Just to be
I feel like I want to shoot at one of the goons so that they don't try to shoot me first.
So you have one additional dice because Savar is pushing you. It's giving you the momentum to, you know.
Sure.
And Let's see.
What should I do?
Shoot and nerves.
Shoot and nerves. Okay. Shoot.
Usually you use shoot and nerves when you are shooting normally. Shoot and brawn when you're doing something like John Wick, CQC, that kind of stuff. And shoot and focus when you're doing the, sniper rifles and precision shots and that kind of stuff.
So I'm also going to do the... Okay. So I've got a 3 of a kind and a pair.
Okay. And you can easily shoot at one of the goons as you go towards the man in black. And you also have one additional quick action with the basic success. So one of the goons is out. You just shoot him in the shoulder or whatever, and he's rolling away. And you have one additional quick action you can perform, something really quick.
Can I just grab him so then that way maybe I can use his parachute as so that it breaks? I'm hoping maybe I can use his parachute along as I'm falling.
Okay, you have not enough successes to remove the parachutes, but you can definitely drop him and the parachute, and he's dead, so he's not going to fight back. You now own a dead body with a parachute.
With a parachute, okay.
That's like Monkey Island item. Dead body with a parachute.
Yeah.
Okay. So I would say that since you are falling and the plane is exploding, and we still have a lot of flaming, burning crates falling around, I will ask you for a dangerous rolls since you have all done your turn, and you are going to use nerves and awareness to see if you can see where all these crates are coming from. You're going to need 1 critical success to avoid losing the grit. So it's basically a meteor storm of crates.
No successes for me.
No successes.
I got 1 basic success.
I got 0 successes.
So it's Victor loses 2 grit, and the other guy loses 3 grit.
Okay.
So
that's gonna put me at bad.
You're in the bad box.
Yep.
Yeah. So when you reach the bad box, you automatically receive a condition, and I will say that I don't think you are hurt because you managed at least a basic success. So I will say that you are probably nervous about this whole situation. I will say that the fact that these crates are coming all around of you and they're burning and the plane is crashing, you're kind of you look nervous at least. Funny, you look at Victor and it seems a little bit nervous.
You can see on Victor's face. He's not actually saying anything, but you can literally see his face is just screaming, "I'm too old for this."
Why? That's Johnny like first time.
Johnny's like, "This is so cool."
And Johnny and Savar, you lose 3 grit both. That means that you were probably hit by one of those, sharpnel from all the crates or whatever. So you are starting to feel a little bit of the heat rising, and but all in all, you are still good. You just have lost 3 of your grit, and that's only a definite amount of grit that you can handle before dying, because basically that's what happens when you lose all your grit. And now it's back to you, Victor. I would say that you still have 1 turn, 1 round to play before you need to open your parachutes. So you can try to do something if you want, or you can pass or whatever.
Okay, Savar still doesn't have a parachute, right?
No.
Okay. I am going to try to get over to Savar. I'll just try to grab him from however I can actually. Try to secure him to myself so that we don't all splat. Can I take a shot at the man in black while I do that, or no? Is that too much?
You can, of course. You're going to have -1 dice to the shot because you're while trying to sing Savar.
Okay. All right. I will try to take that shot.
Okay. You want to use adrenaline, or you want to empty your mag to receive an extra success or an extra die?
I'll empty it. You know what? Because, well, I mean, we're falling towards the earth. I'm not going to have time to reload anyway. Knowing my luck, I'm going to pull a clip out and it's going to go, woo! All right, let's see what I can do here. A pair. Okay, I got 1 pair. I'll re-roll those. A 3 of a kind.
A 3 of a kind. Good. That's good. Okay. So what happens is you manage to grab Savar by his shirt, and you empty your magazine, you empty your gun at the man in black, and Johnny, you have bullets flying all around.
That was the whole point.
And one of the bullets just hit the side of the man in black, and he starts to spin. So he was about to open the parachutes, but he starts to spin and he's losing time. And now, Johnny, you have a chance to grab him, but to try and grab him, you have to leave your dead body with the parachute.
Sure.
And that's a tough call because you are seriously risk dying if you don't catch the bad guy.
Yeah, that's a big one.
So you see, that's your chance. That the second time that this bad guy is going to escape from the long arm below. So,
I feel like this is my opportunity to grab him, so I feel I need to take it, and I will. I will use the body that I've grabbed onto, and maybe like push off of it so that I can propel myself towards the man in black as he's falling, and so I can grab him instead.
Okay. I think if we ever find out falling off a plane, all of our 4 will be highly diluted by.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'm totally going with this whole.
I totally agree with you. I have a feeling that's not how it works.
No, I don't think that's how it works at all.
Yeah.
But in Hollywood, I think that's exactly how it works.
Skydivers everywhere would be watching this scene, going, "Well, that's not how any of that works."
So I'm going to do something that it's actually not in not explained in the quick start. That's what we call, I think, a gamble.
Yes.
So you are doing something very risky because you are losing your parachutes. So I'm going to give you 1 additional dice, but you are going to lose that die because it's an action against the villain. So
Sure.
So you have 1 less die for that. But what happens is that for every 1 that you roll, you are going to lose 1 grit. For every snake eye, you're going to lose 1. But this will, at least you don't have the disadvantage for this action. So roll for stunt and nerves, and let me know if after all the rerolls, if you have any 1, any snake eye.
Okay, let's go.
Let's
see what we got here. Oh no.
You might have rolled a 1.
Oh, but wait a minute. So on my initial roll, I've rolled 2 pairs. Actually, I've rolled 3 pairs because I've got a pair of 3s, pair of 2s, and a pair of 1s.
Okay.
But I can re-roll the pair of 1s.
No, you cannot.
I cannot. Oh, damn it. Why do you gotta make things so difficult for me, guys?
So you don't have any other die? That's all 6 die? Yes, you had 6.
Yeah, it's 6. I have 6, so I've got a pair of 3.
You cannot reroll. That's one of the things that sucks when you have 6 or 7 dice.
The good news is that when you have 3 basic success, they together become 1 critical success. So it's like you had a 3 of 9. But
you lose.
But I lose 2 grit in the meantime. Okay.
That's an interesting trade-off, actually. I like that. You take your lumps and you still get a critical success out of it. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, it seems very thematic. Yeah,
it's like when the hero takes the wound to get the shot, kind of thing.
Yeah,
exactly. That's when this is the kind of action that you get for exposing too much.
Yeah,
this is because you are losing the parachutes, of course, and if you miss this action, you are going things are going to go horribly wrong. So psychologically, at least now, you're getting some damage, some emotional damage for leaving the parachutes behind. So what happens is that apparently the man wasn't really dead, so you use him to propel himself. He's like, he stick a knife into your arm and you are all cut in, but in an awesome action movie style way. You don't feel any pain, probably because you are rushing and 250 miles per hour. I think that's terminal speed for a man falling from a plane. And you just smash against the man in black. You take him and the briefcase and you start, rolling towards the ground. And this was our last turn. So here's what happens. Victor and Savar, you open up the parachutes, and both of them, in some way, you manage to land in water together with different, goons of any kind, mercenaries, whatever. They open up the parachutes, so at least 4 of them, they fall into the water with you, and all your weapons are, you lost all your weapon. They are all wet, and you cannot fire your firearms. And that goes for Victor, Savar, and for all the goons. While Johnny and the Man in Black, you have another, fate, because you manage to pull the string and open up the parachutes, and you have just the right amount of time to go to a tiny bit of land, a port on an island, a rocky island of some kind. And now as the dawn approaches, as the light is going to, color everything pink, you are gently crashing to the ground because that's you, and the parachutes is falling on you.
While trying to kill each other.
And what you see is basically this, Johnny, you take off the parachutes and the parachute, and you see the Man in Black with the briefcase is running, is trying to escape. And on the other side of this tiny island, shore, Victor and Savar and all the goons, they are coming out of the water, leaving the parachutes behind. And Victor and Savar are, of course, outgunned and outnumbered and everything, but the Man in Black is running. So that's going to be probably the last choice, the last hard choice for you, Johnny. But that's a real tough one because they are, they are capable guys. They can handle themselves.
I feel like, I feel like this
totally an option. I'm fine either way.
Don't help him abandon us.
Yes. No, I totally feel that, they were able to survive all that, the falling from the plane. They should be able to dealing with some thugs. That's nothing compared to surviving from. So I'm totally going to go after the Man in Black.
That conversation that we have later down the road where he's all like, I'm gonna be like, when we get to the part where I shot at the Man in Black, I'm gonna be like, I was aiming at you.
That's the only shot he missed.
Yep.
So let's start with Victor and Savar. So we have the Man in Black running with the briefcase, and Johnny is going to do his job. And Johnny, you still have your gun.
Yeah. Oh, I'm totally
So-
running with the gun. Yeah.
That's not safe, kids. Don't run with that. Especially on a shore, it's like swimming pool.
Especially after falling out of an exploding airplane. Yeah.
Yeah, that's. We are not endorsing running around.
Do not attempt anything that we've tried today, please, for the love of God.
Put a little disclaimer on
Yeah.
to LM and victory condition games.
All of this, yeah, does not endorse.
So speaking of don't try this at home, Victor and Savar, you are on the shore. Victor is nervous. He looks like a fool. He's, the huge trench coat is drenched,
Soaking wet. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm fumbling with a pill bottle, and I look at Savar and I'm like, what? I have blood pressure issues.
even if you hadn't when you departed. Now you have it. And what you see, it's, let's say, 4 big Russian guys. They remove their parachutes and their bulletproof vest because they're soaking wet, so they have they too much weight on at the moment, and they remove their face mask. They're looking at you. They are scared. They want to go home. They don't want to do this. And for a moment, Savar, Victor, you think they are going to let this go. But then one of them, the bigger one of them, the guy,
there's always that one guy.
Yeah.
There's always one,
Yep.
He believes in the mission way too much.
Yeah.
I'm going to give an adrenaline to Victor, to Jason, just for this catchphrase. There's always
Okay.
So, that's how you should do. And they take the knife from their straps or whatever, and they go down in CQC position, Krav Maga, that's kind of stuff that you don't know, Victor, and they are ready to fight you. So,
of course, as I see this, I remove my Hawaiian shirt just to be shirtless. I watch Victor. I look at Victor and say, "Don't worry, I got this." And then
I'm just gonna be like, after you. I mean, I'm looking to get beat up.
There's an 80s song we don't have the rights for that is playing in the background.
No doubt, yes, no doubt, yeah.
Of course. And I immediately jump on the nearest guy with a flying knee in the face of the nearest guy.
Okay, that's a flying kick, or that's just a figure?
No, that's just.
That's not a flying, because he has a feature.
If they are very far away, I use.
No, they are all around you. You don't need that, but okay. So roll away.
And I use my martial arts feat, of course. I have a critical success that becomes an extreme success. Yes.
Oh, that's okay. So you can easily take out 2 of them. So describe away.
But it's not over, because I also use 1 adrenaline to use my combo feat and just, I don't know, I take one of the knife of the last guy and throw at the third one just to look cool.
But the third one is not dead. So let's say you
just
pick one, punch the other, and 2 of them are on the ground, screaming, holding their noses, and you remove one of the knife and throw him at the big one, the blonde one. You remember him? And he takes it like a champ. Yes, a knife in the shoulder. Of
course, I took my stance after hitting him, and I just look at him and come here. It's you versus me. So Victor, you took the other. We just decided. It's the way it is. So I don't get the rules.
I'm perfectly happy with that. He's all like, arms and legs flying everywhere, beating the crap out of these guys. I'm just gonna grab the last guy and be like, punch him in the face. old school, just punch him in the face.
So that's a fight roll for you.
Okay.
And
I'm gonna spend that point of adrenaline you just gave me for an extra dice on this one, just to make sure I don't flub it up and look like a grumpy old man. Okay, I got 2 pair. I'm gonna re-roll that last die. Still not 2 pair.
2 pair, and that's not enough to hit it. So I guess that's a fumble for you. But you punched him?
Yeah, I was swinging at his face. I guess maybe my trench coat gets in the way or something, and I just because it's soaking wet.
It's a weak punch, so you just shrug it off, and it's ready to fight again. And before they attack, Johnny, what's gonna be? Are you going to run after him? Are you going to shoot him? Both?
I think I'm going to start to run after him, and then I'm going to just stop and then try to aim for like one of his legs. So because it's super easy to shoot somebody that's running and with a pistol and Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna try to shoot one and hit the back of one of his legs and try to slow him down and maybe stop him. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna try to do.
You have one less die because he's the villain, and any action against the villain in this shot has one less dice.
Okay.
So let's try to shoot with this is with focus. It's focus. And shoot because
and shoot. And then I have one less die. Can I use some adrenaline maybe for this?
Even more than one. You can use.
Okay. So I'm going to try to use both. I have 2 adrenaline, so I'm going to try to roll this. I've got 2 pairs there. Oh, and then I've got my gunslinger, so I can re-roll, which does not help me. So if I have the gun, since I have the gunslinger reroll, the free reroll, that doesn't count against my reroll, or no? I can still reroll, but it doesn't account for. It doesn't knock out any of the successes.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
So I've got 2 basic successes. 2
basic, and this is going to be enough to slow him down, but not enough to stop him.
Sure.
And you can go all in. If you want.
So all in means I can re-roll the 2 dice that were not part of this.
That's fine, but this is going to be either better or a total failure.
Okay, yeah, I think I got to do it. I think I got to go all in. And I did get another 5, so I've got a 3 of a kind and the pair still.
That's better. So you take a moment to aim and you shoot at his leg. And he falls down on the ground, hit on the rocks that are all around, and he takes the briefcase in one hand and turns against you, and it shoots at you.
Sure.
Because he's armed apparently. So you roll for stunt and brawn, while Victor and Savar, please. Okay, they try to grab you. They try to grab you by, force and force you down on shore. So I'm going to need you to roll for endure and brawn, and against 2 critical, at 2 critical difficulty. So it's very difficult. And that's also Johnny. If it's 1 critical, needs 1 critical.
That doesn't look good.
No success.
0 for Savar.
Yeah.
0.
No, 0.
For Victor.
4 of a kind.
4 of a kind.
Yep.
That's Savar. You are hurt.
Yes.
Unfortunately. So they take you and they slam you to the ground, Savar, and you just. Luckily, a pointy stone is, taking the fall. So it's, you don't hit all that dirty sand, but
yes.
Victor knows the pain.
Yes, I do.
You have an extreme success, so and you don't even need it. So I will give you 1 adrenaline. That's usually what I do when you exceed the success. And
you can eat back if you want.
Oh, or sorry, you can have 1 adrenaline, or you can hit them back. You can do 1 damage.
Yeah, I'll hit them back. Actually, when they rush towards me, I'll just I'll knock him forward and grab my arm around his head and just give him a good solid punch in the gut or whatever.
That's that's reasonable, and you don't mess with Victor. And Johnny,
I got a critical and a basic.
Oh,
nice.
So you have no problem dodging the bullets. You roll away from the enemy fire, and you also have 1 quick action if you want to do something. I don't know.
Can I try to roll to maybe someplace that might have a little bit of cover, so that like
Yeah, a basic success can lead
Yeah.
you to a partial cover.
yeah, let me get like roll behind a rock or something, so then that way
Okay.
you know he doesn't have a clear shot at me if he wants to shoot at me again.
Okay, so we have some kind of Western style Mexican standoff between Johnny under behind the rock and the man in black that is bleeding on the leg, holding to his briefcase and trying to shoot at you, while Victor is punching the guys. And Savar probably shouldn't have called the big guy because he's at
He delivers.
So who's gonna go next, Victor or Savar?
I'm actually absolutely not done with it. With I don't know, whatever. So I get up, try to shrug off the pain of being hurt, but I am seriously hurt. But I should have one dice less because I'm hurt. But I will go for a gamble. I try again to call him to attack me first with his knife, and I try to block the knife and attack him when he's way too close. So I took the risk to have one more dice.
Let's see.
Let's see how I accidentally kill myself.
Kids at home, don't charge people with knives. It's
No, it's generally unadvisable. Yes.
Ooh, and it paid off because I had another extreme success. But
an extreme.
Made entirely of number one.
Yeah.
So I am out of grit.
The last gasp.
So,
if he's not
that's
that
the
great,
perfect situation for me, because that's what happens. Because this kills the enemy. This was all the successes he needed to kill the enemy. But when he kills the enemy, it gives me adrenaline. If you see the enemy sheet on it gives the director adrenaline that I can spend to perform different special action. And one of them special action you are going to see right now. What's that about? So I would say that, Victor, you managed to, punch this guy until he falls down at puke on the rocks on the shore, and it's knocked out. And Savar, you run towards the evil Russian guy, and you take a knife right into your, not your heart, but somewhere around, and you manage to defeat him. So you take the knife, but you also take your punch or whatever, I don't know, a kick, what you want to...
punch.
Okay, so it's knife against punch, and the guy falls down to his knees. He's still taller than you. You are badly hurt, but you get an adrenaline rush, because actually when you are about to die in OutGunned, you get an adrenaline rush. So you get 2 adrenaline points, and you have all your grit filled. So it means the next hit that you take, you are going to risk to die. So, but here's what up, because I have 2 adrenaline on my own to perform a special action, and that special action is going to be, and Simone knows because he was there when we wrote this special action, and so the guy is dying. You punch his throat, let's say he's spitting out blood, and the last thing he does is it takes something from his vest, and it's something grenade shaped because it's a grenade. He puts the grenade, and it's just raise his hand and he accepts that, as I imagine the evil Russian guys would do, and everything explodes again. Who have guessed? So both Savar and Victor, I'm going to need you to perform a critical stunt and brawn roll.
Okay.
Victor is risking going, to lose all his grit, and Savar is risking his life. So
Yeah.
It's
We are
time
both of
to
us in
use
bad shape.
all my adrenaline from the adrenaline rush and toss 7 dice.
7? That's not fair.
I
There's a lot of adrenaline.
I have 2 adrenaline now, using it all.
But you are hurt.
Yes, I should have had 6. So 1
5.
less dice
Okay,
is 5
plus 2.
plus
Okay,
2. From the adrenaline rush, I go to 7. Exactly. 1 critical success and 2 basic successes.
Okay.
I cannot.
All right, let's see how I do here. Absolutely nothing on the first, so
You cannot reroll if you have any.
Yeah, you don't have any successes at all.
yeah, I don't have any successes whatsoever, so nothing.
I have not any spare critical success for you. I'm sorry.
But the good thing is, Victor, you receive 2 adrenaline for the adrenaline rush. So what happens is that Savar, probably you manage to throw him out, but the grenade explodes in front of Victor. And Victor, you just take one of the corpses around, probably the guy you were punching before.
Stick him in the way.
Explosion to your face. That's the second explosion you take on your face. You lose all your grit. And that's totally understandable. Really.
We are in a very bad shape. Johnny now comes.
Also, you have 0 success, so you are also hurt.
Yeah.
So you are hurt. You look at least hurt. You look like a fool, and you look nervous. But you look alive, so that's
I'll take alive. I'm happy to look. I'm happy to look dumb and nervous. Just as long as I'm still breathing, I'll take it.
I would do the same. And Johnny, I would ask you for one last roll.
Sure.
And that's a cool and focus roll.
Okay.
Because there is an explosion behind you, and now you got the man in black. It's not going to escape unless you are forced to, you are distracted by something.
Sure.
So let's see.
If you flub this roll, are you going to look at an explosion, Joe Cool?
Do I want to re-roll? I've got 3 of a kind, so I feel like that's probably that's probably good.
That's good. A 3 of a kind. It's good for most.
Yeah.
Action. So you are a cool guy, and you don't look at explosions.
No. I'm not totally that Michael Bay character that walks away from explosions while they happen in the background.
I'll be throwing a rock at the back of his head any second now.
0 interest if any one of you is alive.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, whatever.
And the plane now is crashing as well in slow motion, and there's water all around and fire and all that kind of stuff. And Savar has a knife in his heart, and Victor is under, a corpse in an explosion. Surely you are walking towards the man in black, and the man in black has, let's say, is out of bullets, is trying to shoot at you, and it's, going back with the briefcase. And when you least expect it, he's just removed the handcuff, leaves the briefcase, and try to escape from you. So
Okay.
it's your choice. You can take the briefcase. You can still try to grab the guy. But you've got the briefcase. But to help Savar, you will need also the guy.
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna grab the briefcase and I want to try to slow that guy down so that we can question him for Savar's, to find out more about Savar's sister. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try. Can I try to shoot him again and just try to not, so that he's total, so he cannot run? Yeah, I'm trying to. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna grab the briefcase and then I'm gonna try to shoot him again, just to not kill him. Not a lethal shot.
That's what I was about to say. If you fail, you are going to kill him.
Okay.
No pressure.
Yeah. So this would be shoot and focus, maybe.
and shoot and focus, and you have one less die because he's the villain.
Oh no.
But I believe in you.
That's a basic success. I'm gonna try to. But I got to reroll, so because it's shooting.
You're a gunslinger, so you are nah.
Uh-oh. That's not the look of a happy Doug.
That's a basic success.
But that's luckily for you, it's enough to stop him since you are not trying to hurt him. I was only looking to see if it was a complete failure.
Okay. Okay.
So you shoot at him, and you just hit his leg, and he's down, and it's like, don't shoot, okay, don't shoot. It's very, it's good disposed towards not dying.
Sure.
He has a good disposition about that. So you can you take the briefcase, and you can easily take the bad guy as well. And as you approach the Man in Black, also Savar and Victor, you are free to do whatever you want to reach for Johnny.
I'm just gonna crawl out from under this dead guy on top of me. I'm just gonna lay there on the beach. I'm like, this is. Yes. I just why? I jumped out of an airplane. It exploded. This is stupid.
I try to cheer him on, telling something like, "Not bad for an old man."
I'm just like, not just laying there on the beach with my hand up in the air with my thumb up, like,
Victor, let me remind you that you need that briefcase.
I know, that's the problem. Yeah. I'm out of, well, actually, you know what? While I'm laying there, I'll reload my pistol since I can do that now. I'll slowly haul myself to my feet and check on Savar, make sure he's okay, and then we'll start heading towards Johnny, I guess.
Yes, both of us, I think.
And
not rush. Not rush.
No, not in any kind of a hurry. Yeah, I'm not looking at the knife sticking out of his chest like, what? Is that all the way? It's just it's a flesh wound.
Yeah, obviously. So, Johnny, the briefcase or the man? What do you want to?
I feel like I want the briefcase.
Yeah.
And because that's what I came to do and came to. I feel like as I'm like grabbing the briefcase and everything, are Savar and Victor kind of walking up
towards you?
I kind of look over at them real quick, and I look over at the Man in Black, and then like I do like that double take where like I'm just like, what the.
There's a you guys. And slow motion walk.
Yeah, because we can't move at any other speed. It has to be slow motion. Running is just not even an option.
That's a new bad condition. You look in slow motion.
Like this.
And I'll say something along the lines of, Savar, I think this guy might be able to answer some questions for you.
I'm here. I walk towards the Man in Black. Why? I leave them with the briefcase. I don't need it.
I will. I'll sit down next to Johnny for half a second and be like, "Okay, Johnny, here's the deal. I got him first. The briefcase is mine."
Listen, old man, I had to finish this job. This briefcase is coming with me.
Trying to think if there's any way I can roll to make him give it to me.
When they are arguing, what you want to the Man in Black? It's scared. It was more scared. He was more scared of Johnny than it's of you, because you are you being you. And he looks at you now. It's the sun is rising, so you are against the light, and he's trying to put the focus on you.
I take from my trousers, a photo, a little bit wet, of course, from the water, of my sister. Sita Khan she's my sister, and now you will tell me where she is. You understand me?
And he answers, I don't know what you're talking about.
I use my right hand, because I have the knife in my left shoulder, to rip him off of one of of his shirt.
Okay.
Just to threaten him and to make bandages for myself in the meantime. While I look at me very serious and rip him off one of the arm of this shirt, I don't know, and I start to medicate myself.
And since you're roll for authority, or that's leadership, sorry, that's
Yes.
other game. And Victor and Johnny. Johnny has the briefcase. Victor, have you come up with some idea to?
I'm gonna be like, I'll be sitting there for half a second. I'll just be kind of like looking at my hands. I'll be like, okay, so here's what I know, Johnny. I know that you fell out of the airplane and that you tackled him in midair after I shot him and helped you do that. And then you.
I'm pretty sure you were shooting at me.
Well, I didn't hit you, did I? I usually hit what I shoot at, Johnny. You know that.
I don't know. Those old eyes. I think you might need to get them checked.
Okay. So, all right. Okay, let's put that aside for a second. Okay, you were chasing this guy down the beach with your gun, and how many times did you shoot him?
A couple.
2, 3.
Yeah.
How many?
Two times, I think.
Okay, so I'm going to put my hand on his shoulder, and I'm going to pull my gun out, and I'm going to say, I reloaded mine. I got more bullets than you. Give me the briefcase.
That's a solid point.
Samara,
how many successes?
Yeah.
2 basic successes.
2 basic. Okay, so he's not really that impressed, and he's like, now that you have me, you can take me to jail, you can kill me. It doesn't matter. That's nothing compared to what they are going to do to me if I speak up. So do your worst.
Okay, and I
was going to say, he's probably not the guy to ask to do your worst.
Right on the nose. Just because it's the only part that it doesn't matter. Yes, exactly like that. As soon as I finish.
To work with your face, Savar. You should be more careful. So you break his nose, and he's like bleeding. Oh my god! What did you do? Break my fucking nose. So
you were saying.
And he's like, it's like I don't know. I don't know anyway. Where she was taken? I don't know. But
she was taken.
Exactly. That's you don't see what's happening. You were supposed to die on that fucking plane. We're not supposed to be here running around doing, asking questions.
But I did not, didn't I? So you have a big problem, my friend. Now you are gonna tell me where you're taking my sister, or else, and I leave the scene to them.
Okay, do you want to retry your leadership under Braun this time?
Of course.
Okay, Johnny, are you, convinced by this gun to your chest?
I'm going to be like, do we even know what's in this briefcase there, Victor?
No, nobody told me. They just told me they wanted it. So I'll make you a deal, though. You give me the briefcase, and I'll split it with you.
Maybe we should find out what we're fighting over first.
No, you know what happens when you look in the box. Then morals happen. People have to make decisions. Nobody wants that.
I think that's why we should look at the box. So that we know we're making the right decision here.
There's 2 kinds of heroes.
The right decision for me is to hand this briefcase over and collect my fee. I don't care what's in it, Johnny.
who do you know that we might be giving? You might be giving this to somebody that might be even worse than what we're dealing with now.
I might be giving the Colonel's secret recipe to Wendy. I don't know. Doesn't matter. It's a payday.
Mm.
You're not supposed to look in it either, I'm sure. You're not far enough up the food chain to be told to look in the box. So if you give this to me, I walk away with it. I split the money with you. Nobody needs to know. I'm sure Savar doesn't really care one way or the other.
I don't care.
See? It's 2 against 1. You get a payday. I get a payday.
I love how Savar's totally wrapped up with the bad guy, and yet he takes a second to be like, "No, I don't really care."
That was awesome.
Savar, so what's the results?
1 critical and 1 basic success.
Okay, that was a punch. That was what was your line?
No, I just grab him with my
okay
remaining, and I pull it out of the ground, pull above the ground.
You pull him up, and it's like okay, it's fine. You win. She's in Greece. They I swear I don't know anything more. All I know that the briefcase was with her, and she went to Greece. That's where they take them. That's where the plane landed.
Okay. Do they hear him talking, or just?
Yes, I guess.
I look towards them. And I say, I think we have a problem. Could you please open the briefcase?
Oh my God! Everybody wants to open the box. Fine, I'll just, whatever.
Yeah, I'll use.
We fell out of an airplane together. I'm willing to go on some faith there.
Click the briefcase.
If this thing explodes, I'm using you as a shield.
That's fair.
I've done it before. I'll do it again.
When you open the briefcase, there is no light. There is no explosion. That's a good start. And there is a white sheet of paper, and just a lot of paper. But
I'll have a flashback. Yeah, paper cuts.
The first, at least the first page is white, completely white, and there is something like.
If this is the 8th Harry Potter
paper.
book, I'm going to shoot you both on this beach right here.
Yeah, I'm going to start kind of looking through the pages to see if there's anything else.
And as you go through the pages, and the pages are all white, Savar, you see that the man in black is smiling at you with the nose broken and the blood, but it's like you all look like a fool to him at this point. And Johnny, you reach the very end of all this paper, and at the end, at the bottom of the briefcase, there is a post-it. There is a note, a yellow note with a little smile on it, just on the bottom of the briefcase.
You jumped out of an airplane and tackled the guy in midair for that. I'm just gonna reach over and slowly close the briefcase and take it from him because he clearly doesn't need it at this point. Thanks, Johnny. Pleasure doing business with you.
Well, I think that we still need to follow the lead and find Savar's sister.
I can't even make it down the beach right now. I'm not following anything anywhere except for to an emergency room.
Well, Victor, I'm sorry to bring the news, but I'm not sure your employee would be happy if you just go back with
a Post-it note.
Hey, they asked for the briefcase. They never said they needed anything else. All I'm here to do is bring them a briefcase.
I mean, if you want to roll the dice, that's your life. I don't know. I hope for you they are very reasonable guys you're working with.
Yeah. I'm sure they're very. They've like.
Would you work for me? I would not be very happy.
Good luck with that, Victor.
Okay,
yeah,
all right.
well-
So we're going to go with the letter of the law instead of the rule of the law. I get it. That's fair. I mean, I'm sure they wanted what was in the briefcase and not the actual briefcase if we're going to go with semantics.
Yes, and I would say that on that note, we can finish our shot with, just a shot of the, let's say, the police military helicopter that are going through the shore, and I'm going,
Someone should have seen an airplane explode. Be there.
Probably somebody.
Probably.
So that there was an airplane exploding like somewhere outside of New York, and you only have your empty briefcase, man in a black suit with a broken nose, and a place, Greece. That's your lead to retrieve the briefcase, to solve the case, get the job done, or find and possibly save your sister, and that's where the episode finishes. So thank you so much, guys, for
Excellent. Thank you. That
yes.
I
That was a lot of fun.
Really love the system, and
Yeah.
you've got something really, really special here, and I'm excited to see what the Kickstarter campaign does here. You said it as of this recording, it launches in a few days. I think on Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken.
Tuesday, so it's 48 hours from now or something like that. Again, I have the the clock. It's in 50 something hours. So
nice.
2 days and a half.
Cool.
Excellent.
So
excellent. Do you want to tell a little bit about what people can pledge for, and what I know there's like you've announced three pledge levels, I believe, and which I think is great. I think you should definitely have narrow it down to a certain number of pledge levels and just kind of keep focused on that. So I totally agree with that.
That's a smart idea.
Yeah. What the basic pledge level? I think
Basically,
you want to.
there will be
I think
three pledge levels. The first one is for everything called extra, for the digital stuff. So you can buy everything digital, the 2 books, the Project Medusa mission dossier, which will feature 3 shot combined in a cinematic campaign, to find this the end of the story we were playing. So if you want to know what was in the briefcase and why
did I get this? Why did I suffer death by 1,000 cuts?
Yes,
Exactly. Yeah.
1,000 paper cut. You can know, and everything in digital, of course. And digital version of the action fleets, which will be a cool set of unique hacks and settings inspired by a lot of different movies, action movies, that we will unlock hopefully throughout the campaign. And then the middle level of pledge, which is called the Die Hard, and we grant you all the essential stuff, meaning the core book in physical version. So the book, the hardcover book, a set of custom dice, and the poster, a Kickstarter exclusive poster, and of course everything in digital. Poster is very cool, featuring the cover art of the core book, and custom dice, as everyone knows, they are very cool. But you can also play OutGunned with a standard set of D6s. Of course, they are just cooler than your standard with our custom icons, etc.
And the hardcover books are our small format. So 15 by 23. So they're
nice.
a little bit taller than
Yeah.
they are sort of like probably Blades in the Dark, or a little bit taller than Blades in the Dark.
I
That's
love
Okay.
that form.
Yeah, that's the best format for role-playing books ever. We need to get away from the whole 8.5 by 11 chonky things that don't fit in anything. That's a good idea. I love that.
That's our preferred format. It features a soft touch cover, the ribbon bookmark, and everything. It's really cool product for us. Yes, and as Simone was saying, Project Medusa, this mini campaign, is actually this shot that we just played plus 2 additional shots. So
nice.
it's fun that you can you can see what's in the box.
Yes.
Cool.
And possibly save Sitakan.
And then you have kind of a really all-out, like a deluxe all-in tier that's the action hero, which...
And if you want anything, there's a World of Killer, there's that's a supplement, there is the mission dossier. If you want anything, that's all available as add-on. So you can choose the die-hard hero and customize it with the non-essential stuff.
Excellent.
Like, for example, the mission dossier, it's pretty cheap. It's $10. And it's a stapled small-sized book, like 60 pages with 3 shots that you can play as a starter set for the game.
Oh, nice. I like that.
Yes, the good thing is that you can play the mission dossier just with the rules from the quick start. So, if you want to share it with your friends or bring it to a con, it has already the pre-made characters, the shot, and everything you need. You can just download the quick start and play with it right away without having all the complete rules, which, as Rico said at the beginning, you can put one at a time while you play to make the experience more and more deep.
Mm.
And this is the all-in tier, which is all the premium stuff, because it's include everything there is in the Kickstarter campaign. So OutGunned, World of Killer, the deck of hero cards that allows you to create your character with just 2 cards. So you choose a roll card and a trope card, and you are ready to play.
Oh, nice. I like that.
Oh, that's a neat idea. Yeah.
That's very cool we use that conventions, because when you need to play, to present the game, it's very, very,
sure.
very
And it takes up way less space. You don't need a big table to do that either. You can do that on a smaller table.
And it's also fun to, make random character using the cards.
Mm-hmm.
And you have the screen, and you have the poster, and you have the dice, and you have the mission dossier. But most importantly, the cool thing about the all-in tier is that it will give you access to all the physical stretch goals. And if you know us from our previous campaign, we like to do a lot of physical stretch goals. We know not everybody loves a lot of cool physical stuff. But for those who like, accessories, so cards and coins, and really, you see there is a lot of cool stuff in this campaign. That's the main reason to choose the all-in tier to get the Kickstarter exclusives.
Cool.
Very cool. And you've already kind of announced if once this hits funding, you've already got a couple of stretch goals already announced. One of which is like a really nice dice bag for the dice, and then one of them is a
action flick
and a sci-fi flick added to the action flick, which I love this idea of these these action flicks that kind of, so you can take this system and kind of give it to sci-fi or, kind of a different genre, kind of bend it to a different action genre that you prefer. And it even says this was inspired by like The Fifth Element, The Mandalorian, Total Recall, the
1990 Total Recall.
Oh, the 1990. I love how you totally specified that one particular.
Just to be sure.
Just in case somebody's like, "What? That terrible new movie?" No, not that one.
For the kids. It's always. No, we like this idea of having the action flicks. We call it action flicks as a call to Netflix. This kind of idea that you have a lot of when I was younger, we used to go to Blockbusters, and you have all this kind of VHS, and I was always there. So I was like, I kind of grown up in this VHS store and looking and selecting stuff, and I think it's fun to have this digital hacks that you can just grab. And for example, Star Riders is the first one we announced is going to be unlocked, and it will give you a chance to play as an alien, to do alien enemies, to use the blasters and flying vehicles and all that kind of stuff. It's the basic stuff that you need to dress up OutGunned as a sci-fi action movie. So it's
and the rules make that really easy too, which is good.
Yeah. So basically, that's how we are going to play it. And we actually announced a second one, but it was announced only during the live, and it was pretty secret stuff. But I think it's worth mentioning it here. The second action flick will be called Rising Dragon, and it's going to be inspired by Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Hero, Kung Fu Hustle, Ip Man, and all that kind of stuff. So it's going to be a wuxia kind of martial arts, and it's going to have additional traits for your enemy to put down martial artist goons.
Yeah.
And also one of the physical stretch goals that we are going to unlock, it's our first stretch goal that we revealed. It's going to be a set of 3 metal coins for the spotlight. So you have this and to keep track of the spotlight, you can use these metal coins. And especially the cool thing of using the tokens, and I recommend everybody that they use tokens, even if it's not our coin, if it's just even if it's just regular coins, is because since the director has to award them to the player, if the director has a certain number of coins on the table, then they can instantly see if they have too many coins, that means that they have to start giving coins.
Yeah. It's a good reminder. Yeah,
sure.
It's something that I like, that because I always have players that say, I don't know, am I giving them too much or too little or whatever, and there's not a rule. You gotta fill the room, no? So it's easier if you have a resource, like you have something physical near you, and it reminds you simply. It's like I have a whole bag of money. That's probably mean I have to start giving that. That's a good sign that you are being a little bit, you're
being stingy.
That's it.
Very cool.
That's it. That's what we announced so far.
And I'm sure there'll be many more announcements later on in the campaign as things get unlocked. So if anybody is interested in the Kickstarter, go down to the link in the description, and let me know in the comments if you back this, or if it's something that you're excited about. I would love to talk more about this project, because I think I think it's going to be a huge success for y'all, and I'm excited to see the Kickstarter. We'll make sure to spread word when it's live. And if folks want to know more about Two Little Mice, where should they go? Where do you want folks to connect with you?
We are mainly on Facebook. Because we are older than we look, and we are still on Facebook.
I get that a lot.
Yeah. But that's being a nerd, you kind of you keep yourself young.
You don't age at the same rate as people who aren't nerds. It's worth being a nerd.
Definitely. And on Facebook, I'm Two Little Mice, and in the group of Two Little Mice on Facebook, but we are also on Discord. There is a server, and maybe we'll put the link in the comments. I don't know if Simona can put the links in the comments to the server, and you can always find it. And we do a lot of live stream and stuff all around, so it's easy to find us.
And we should also acknowledge. I know there's the two of you which are here, but there's also Daniela that does all the art, which we should acknowledge her as well. She's amazing and does some amazing art for these projects.
All the arts by herself. So everything you have seen about OutGunned, all the character, even the wonderful art from Star Raiders. I am totally in love with that. That art from Star Raiders. She's doing everything by herself, and she works here usually, as you can see. That's her. And thank you for remembering us that there's also her. She doesn't play a lot, and but we will try to bring them to one of the next interview or live with you guys.
Absolutely. The name like two Little Mice, it's easy, and having two of you on screen, we wanted to make sure that everybody gets acknowledged, because it's a lot of
It's actually Two Little Mice. It's a reference to two actual mice that were in the studio where we started, two white mice. But since people always see only me and Simone, it's kind of like we are two little mice. So it's easy to be fooled. And we should also acknowledge, since we are here, Katerina, and Katerina is our translator, because as you can understand, it's that we are not able to completely write our book in English. We try to write the system in English so that we have a sense of what we are doing in another language. But Katerina is doing the hard work together with John Maron. She's doing John Maron is doing the revision, and they are doing an awesome job, I think, in translating, because it's really hard to translate something that has a lot of references. That I put some reference in the book, but I put a reference to the Italian translation. That was what I was grown up with. So Katerina has to find every reference, and maybe do not match and all that kind of stuff. It's an art job, and she's doing an amazing job.
I've worked with lots of people from other countries, and aphorisms are the bane of everything. Yes. There's so many things that you don't even think that you're saying, and it's just something you only say locally, and everybody's like, "What did you just say? That makes no sense."
Oh, that's
very cool. Well, is there anything else you'd like to add before we sign off? And I want to say thank you. Personally, I want to say thank you for coming on again. And I know I've featured you before with Household, and I'm really excited about your studio and everything y'all are putting out. I try to inform as many people as I know and as many people as I can to be on the lookout for the force that is Two Little Mice, because you guys keep making some really cool stuff, and I hope more and more people notice along the way.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having us here, and thank you for bearing with us and the accent and whatever. I know it's not easy, but
sometimes Doug is hard to understand too.
That's true.
But I have a hard time understand why you start shooting at the bad guys on a plane full of explosive. But I get it.
It is what it is.
He's American, that's why.
That's the
American. we don't always think before we do.
That's more of a cultural barrier than
yeah.
But then again, thanks. It was really fun being here, and anytime.
I've not had this much fun being thrown out of an exploding airplane before, so this was fun. Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah,
I will be picking this up for sure.
Absolutely.
I like rule systems like this, where the rules get out of the way, you tell a cool story, and the rules come in when you need them, then they get out of the way again. That's perfect.
Absolutely.
That's a great system right there.
I totally agree, 100%. So, all right, if you've watched all the way this long, thank you so much. Please hit that like button. Share this video with folks that you think might be interested in it as well, and be on the lookout for the Kickstarter on Tuesday, because I have a feeling it's going to just go gangbusters right out of the gate. And
2,100 people already signed up for the Notify Me on launch. So there you go.
That's awesome.
That's a good number for a Kickstarter.
That is.
For us. That's we weren't ready. We were expecting like 1,500. That's what the idea. So that's that's cool. Thank you to everybody.
Yes.
All right, folks, that's going to do it for this session. I want to thank Rico and Simone for coming on, and thank you again to Jason for yet another actual play where I get to harass him and he can harass me. And I hope you all enjoyed that.
That's our superpower right there.
Absolutely.
Picking on each other.
Remember, winning shouldn't be the only victory condition when you get to the table. We'll see you next time. Go check out the Kickstarter on Tuesday. Bye now. Thanks so much for watching this video. This video would not be possible without these people right here, the names that are on the screen that you're seeing scroll by. Those are all our generous patrons on Patreon. They help keep this content flowing. And if you'd like to have your name added to that list, check out our Patreon. Just go to patreon.com/Victory Condition Gaming. We have a few different levels. We've got some that you just give us a tip every month and you have access to our Discord, a special role there, or there's even a $10 a month level where I send you 2 signed limited RPG books a year in June and December. Check it out. I appreciate it. If you've gone all this way and you haven't already, I'd really greatly appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button and that like button down below. That helps grow our show even more. And I appreciate that greatly. Thanks so much.